So otter mortality has to do with less food for otters, which has to do with overfishing, which has to do with more and more people wanting to eat fish. But that should affect males and females equally, or should it not? So here's another hint. Females have an enormous investment in their young. Already, as you saw in the video, they have to eat 40% of their body weight and have to spend, under current circumstances, up to 50% of their time foraging. Add to that caring for a pup that has also no blubber to protect it from the cold. That's why otter milk is incredibly rich. It contains 21 to 26% fat and 9 to 12% protein. That is also the reason why otters only have one pup a year. It just costs too much energy to produce this much milk for two. So, other information you can get from this life table is to see when females start and stop reproducing and when their reproductive success is highest. We can know for sure, but it might be that young females don't have enough resources in terms of their own weight, and they don't know where to find the best food. Older females might just have more experience in foraging and in protecting their young. So far, we have looked mostly at reproduction. Let's now turn to survivorship, or in other words, mortality. The survivorship data collected in life tables can be graphed. Here, for example, is a graph showing female otter mortality by age class. Earlier, we hypothesized that mortality would be highest in the young or the old. But here you see data from stranded otters found between 2000 and 2010, and you see that adults actually have the highest mortality, which is different than in the idealized life table we saw in the previous slide. What you see here is a graph of percentages. Of all the otters found dead, on average, between 2000 and 2010, 46% were adults. You would think that otters mostly die because they don't find enough food or are being food. But this figure shows you that this accounts only for 5.8 and 17.8% respectively. Here's the 5.8% and here is the 17.18%. Over 50% of the deaths are actually due to diseases, and of those, a quarter of all the diseases are due to infections with a protozoan that causes encephalitis, which is retention of water in the brain. So what might make otters likely to succumb to a disease? One thing might be the stress of not finding food and having to spend a lot of time foraging. And just as with us, if we are already stressed, we are more susceptible to diseases. We will look a little bit more into those protozoan diseases. Turns out it is mostly a parasite called Toxoplasma gondii, which is found in cats. So that is a curious relationship, a land animal and a marine animal. Find out more about this in this short video.